Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible to anyone?
Hello. Am I audible to anyone? Hello.
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 Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
Today I will begin with the. Let me see once edit all messages. Okay, done. Okay, now let us begin with the book which I bought, which is Ribu Gita, which is a famous book of Sri Maharshi Raman. I would like to read this book today along with you all. Thank you for joining and listening me. If you have any doubts or questions, please you can post it over the comment section. I will respond you. Thank you. Let's begin.
Let's begin.
Now, I will begin with the fourth chapter, beginning with the 12th shloka, which is Sarva Sarva Sankalpa Shunyatvat Sarvakara Vivarjita Vivarjanat Kevalam Brahma Bhavat Na Astyat Atma Iti Nishchunu. I will begin the translation now. Be of the certitude of the absence of non-self by rendering not all forms of thought, by forsaking all forms, and by the conviction that Brahma alone is. Shlok 13. Chitta bhave chintaniyo deha bhave jarachana kevalam brahma bhavatvat na astyat atma iti nishchunu. By the non-cognition of the mind, there is nothing to be thought of. By the non-cognition of the body, aging is not. With the knowledge of that Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no self. Shloka 14. Padabhavat निर्तीर्णा अस्ति हस्तभावत् क्रियाचन केवलं ब्रह्म मात्रत्वात् न न असत्य न आत्म इति निश्चुन. By the non-thinking of feet there is no motion. By the non-thinking of feet there is no motion, and by that of hands action there is none. With the knowledge that Brahman alone is, be of the certitude that there is no self. Shloka 15th. Brahma bhavat jagad na asti tat bhave harirnacha kevalam brahma matratvat na asatya atma iti nishchuna. In the absence of Brahma, there is no world. By the absence of that world, there is no Hari. As the Brahma alone is be of the certitude that there is no self. There is no known self. मृत्यु न अस्ति जरा भावे लोके वेदुर अधिकम केवलम ब्रह्म मात्रत्वात् न असत्य आत्म इति निश्चुना. Death is void in the absence of aging. Worldly and Vedic matters are not. As there is Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. Shloka 16th, Shloka 17th. Dharmo na asti, suchin na asti, satyam na asti, bhayam na cha, kevalam brahma matratvat na asatya atma iti nishchuna. Dharma, which is righteousness in an ordinary sense, purity, truth, fear are non-existent. As Brahman alone is, non-self is non-existent. Aksharo ucharam na asti, akshara atyang jadam mama, kevalam brahma matratvat na asatya atma iti nishchuna. There is no pronunciation of the syllables. My consciousness is imperishable, as Brahman alone is non-self existent. Gururitya api na asatya eva shishyo na astiti tat vattah kevalam brahma matratvat asatya atma iti nishchuna. The Guru does not exist, nor does the disciple. In truth, there is only Brahman. Be of the conviction that there is no non-self. Now, Shloka 20. Eka bhavanna dvitiyanna cha ekata satyatvam asti cheta kinchina asatyatvam cha sambhavata. In the absence of one, there is no second. So is one in the absence of the second. Should there be an iota of the truth, non-truth will also be manifest. Asatyatvam yadi bhaveta satyatvam cha ghatishyati shubham ya ashubham vidvi ashubham shubham asti cheta. Should there be non-truth, truth also appear. Auspiciousness arises when inauspiciousness is perceived. So does inauspiciousness arise when auspiciousness is perceived. Bhayam yat bhayam vidvi abhayatma apateta kevalam brahma matratvat asatya atma iti nishchuna. Fear exists when fearlessness is imagined. By the imagination of fearlessness, fear shows up. There being Brahman alone, be conceived that. I will again read this shloka. Fear exists when fearlessness is imagined. Fear exists as far as we imagine to be ourselves as fearless. By the imagination of fearlessness, fear shows up. When we imagine about the being fearlessness, there is a content of fear in it. There being only the Brahman, be conceived that there exists nothing except the Brahman. So in this shloka it says, whenever we think about being fearless, whenever we think about no, I don't fear, there is a fear in it, the seed of the fear in it. So here it says, imagination of fearlessness, fear shows up. Whenever we want ourselves to be, fearless, there is a seed of fear in it, in the fearlessness itself. And there being Brahman alone, we consider that there exists none but only the Brahman. बुद्धत्व बुद्धत्वम अस्ति च मोक्ष मोक्षः बन्धभावेन मोक्षता मरणं यदि चे जन्म जन्म भावे मृत्युर्न च. If there is liberation, bondage is. In the absence of bondage, liberation is not. If there is birth, death occurs also. Without life, death cannot be. So here, if there is liberation, if we want to be, liberated in life, in the liberation itself, there is a state of the bondage. Liberated from what? If there is a bondage, then we want to be liberated. In the absence of the bondage, liberation is not. If there is no bondage, then there is no also liberation. If there is birth, death is also inevitable. If we took birth, from the moment we took birth, there is a seed of death in it also. Without life, death cannot be. Even if we do not take birth, then we cannot die. त्वमित्य अपि भवेच्च अहं त्वं नो चेदम अहम एव न इदं यदि तत् वे अपि तत् एव अपि तत् भावे idam nacha. You being I is. If you exist, I also exist. Without you, I cannot exist. If this is so, is that if this bottle exists, then there is also the phone is there, which is recording my video is also there. That is not being neither this or this. But in this context, neither this bottle exists nor the phone exists in this Vedantic terms. Asti cha iditi tanna asti na asti chedasti kinchana karyam chetu karanam kinchita karya bhavena karanam is implies the absence of that. If there be nothing, even a little cannot be. With effect, there may be some cause. Without it, there is none. Dvaitam yadi tat advaitam dvaita bhave advayam chana hisham rushyam yadi rugayapyasi rushya bhave tagevan. Upon duality, non-duality there is. Duality ceasing, non-duality also ceases too. Seen brings in its wake seed also. Seen ceasing, seed follows suit. In this we are saying, upon the duality there is a non-duality in itself. If I say two, there also exists one in it. And duality ceasing, non-duality also ceases. If duality ceases, then also there is a seed of non-duality also ceases. Seen brings it wakes years. Hold guys, I'll let you. अंतर यदि बहिः सत्यम अंतभावे बहिर्नच्च पूर्णत्वम अस्ति चेत किंचित अपूर्णत्वम प्रसंजते. Now let's go for translation. If there be inside, outside is true also. Without inside, outside is not. If there is perfection, a little imperfection also gets added. Kinchita astiti chetati चिते सर्वं भवति शीघ्रतः यत् किंचित किम अपि क्व अपि न अस्ति चेन्न प्रसज्यति. If there is little of the mind, it soon becomes all. If there is no little, nothing arises whatsoever or whatever. Here in this shloka that says, if there is little of the mind, if something is little present in the mind like hatred, anxiety, anger, fear, any other thing, soon it occupies all space of the mind. Imagine I have some kind of anxiety in my mind. With the passing of the age, with the passing of time period, that fear or anything, anxiety or anything, it occupies all my mind, and from that fear, from that anxiety, my life dictates me. Here says, if there is no little, if there is not single space of anger exists in my mind, then nothing arises whatsoever, whatever. Here means, if there is no fear, anxiety, angry, frustration in my mind, then nothing will arise in my mind which causes conflict in my life. Hence all this is so tasmata etata क्वचिन्न अस्तित्वं न अहम व इमे इदम केवलं ब्रह्म मात्रत्वात् न असत्य आत्मा इति निश्चुन. Hence all this does not exist in the least, neither you nor I, neither this nor that. Brahman being all that is, we have the certitude that there is no non-self. न अस्ति दृष्ट अंतकम लोके अस्ति दृष्ट अंतकम क्वचित् केवलं ब्रह्म मात्रत्वात् न असत्य न आत्मा इति निश्चुन. There is no example in this world, nor is any example that can be given, as there is Brahman alone. We have the certitude that there is no non-self. हाँ, परम ब्रह्म अहम अस्तिति स्मरणस्य मनोहि ब्रह्म मात्रम जगत इदम ब्रह्म मात्रत्वा अमप्य हि. There is no mind to contemplate. I am the supreme Brahman. This world is Brahman alone. You too are only Brahman. Wait guys for a second. Okay. Now let's begin with the next shloka. Sukrucha vana matrena Brahma. Just by hearing this once, one becomes a Brahman itself. Now, aham eva para Brahma, aham eva param sukham, aham eva aham Brahma asmi kevalam. I alone am the supreme Brahman. I alone am the transcendental happiness. I alone am myself. I am only Brahman. Aham chaitanyam evam asmi divya jnana atmako hi aham sarvakshara vihino asmi aham brahmasmi kevalam. I am consciousness alone, of the nature of divine knowledge. I am devoid of all layers of expression. Brahma alone I am. Okay, let's begin with the next shloka. Aham artha vihino asmi idam artha vivirjitaha sarvana artha vimukto asmi aham brahmasmi kevalam. I am devoid of any meaning. This is divested of any meaning. I am free from all kinds of misfortunes. Brahman alone I am. Nitya Shuddho Asmi, Buddho Asmi, Nityo Asmanya Atyanta Nirmalah, Nitya Ananda Swarupo Asmi, Aham Brahmasmi Kevalam. I am ever pure, enlightened, eternal, completely taintless. Of the forms of eternal bliss, I am only Brahman. Nitya Purno Swarupo Asmi, Sachidananda Mara Smaya Aham, Kevala Advaita Rupo Aham Brahmasmi Kevalam. I am the creator of all the speech, transcending the pinnacle of the Vedas, which is Vedanta. I am the end of all measures of time. One alone am I. Aham eva sukham, na anyatta aham eva chidavyayam, aham eva asmi sarvatra, aham brahmasmi kevalam. I am happiness and not else, and nothing else. I alone am the immutable consciousness. I alone am everywhere. I am only the Brahman. Kevalam Brahma Matra Atma, Kevalam Shuddho Chidannaha, Kevala Khanda Saru Asmi, Aham Brahmasmi Kevalam. The self is Brahman alone and only a solid mass of pure intelligence. I am alone the undivided essence. I am alone Brahman alone. Okay, let me go. Okay. I will now explain with the things now. I will now explain with shloka after onwards this. Aham bhava hino asmi, vihino asmiti cha menacha sarvada brahma rupo asmi, aham brahmasmi kevalam. Here says, I am without the ego sense, neither I am with a sense that I have no ego. I am ever of the nature of the Brahman alone I am. Here, shloka says, I am without the ego sense. In the ego sense, sometimes in our daily conflicting full life that we observe many things. We do many things in life, like getting hurt by the people and hurting others and getting angry, anxious, frustrated, and all that stuff, which is an indication of the ego. There is someone in us that is really hurt. There is someone in us that really got anger. And there is someone in us that really got frustrated. And that me is nothing but an ego sense. Here in the next shloka says, neither I am with the sense that I have no ego. When that sense I am without the ego, it doesn't mean that, this is a sense that I have no ego. Whenever someone says I have no ego, there is a seed of the ego in itself actually. So here says I am ever of the nature of the Brahman alone that I am. So it is not like this state is not like I have no ego and the sense of no ego. No, there is completely negation of the ego. In the next shloka, Brahma Dihino Asmi Keshavatyadi na Pachitta Shankara Adi Vihino Asmi Aham Brahmasmi Kevalam. I am neither Brahma nor others following him. In it says, I am neither the Brahma God nor to the people who follow him. Here it says, I am not the creator of the universe. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is a progenitor, maintainer, and Shiva is a destroyer. So in this context, it is said that I am neither Brahma nor the people who follow him. I have no traits of Keshava, means I have no attributes, qualities of Vishnu, nor I am with the aspects of Shiva, nor do I have the aspect of destruction, destroying these aspects. I am alone the Brahman, means God. Tushnim evava bhaso asmi aham brahmasmi kevalam kinchina asti paro na asti kinchida asmi paro asmicha. I shine as silence. I am Brahman alone. I am neither the most minute or the most grand? Here says, I'm not even the most minest. We can take it as sand, microorganisms, bacteria, viroids, or anything. No, most grand. Most grand means black holes, suns, and many nebulas. All this universe. I'm the most minute and the most grand. Again, it contradicts the first that is said, but it is not contradicting in that sense. It says I'm also I also present in the very minor things, and I also in the most grandest things. Now, next look. Na sharira prakasho asmi, jagat bhasakaro nachcha, chiddinno asmi, chidamsho asmi, sat swarupo asmi sarvada. I am not the body luster. I am not the body's luster, nor do I illuminate the world. Here he says, I am not the body's luster. The shining of the body, it's working, the organ working, the way we speak, the way we listen, the way we taste things, while eating. We see a lot of the beautiful things. All these are the functions of the organs, either it be skin or head or. I'm not the body's luster. The working of the organs, their attraction is not. He says, I'm not the body's luster, and nor do I illuminate the world, nor do I make world illuminate by my grace. I am a solid mass of consciousness and its part. And also says I am a part of I'm whole consciousness and also its parts. Consciousness means it's like living thing. Consciousness. In laboratory, no scientist can produce, create a new life with nothing, with absolute nothing. They can replicate things out of life itself, but they cannot create a life on its own. So here it says, I am solid mass of the consciousness and its part. So it says, it is the force behind the living thing and its parts also. I am ever the nature of the being. I am the quality of the life. Muda mudito rupo asmi, aham brahmasmi kevalam, na balo asmi, na vruddho asmi, na yuva asmi, paratta paraha. I am with joy. I am the nature of the joy. Joy here doesn't mean, getting happiness, shouting, drinking, eating meat, all that stuff. That is nonsense. Here it says, I am with joy. Means, joy of pure living a good life, rightfulness life, causing no harm to anyone on this earth. It's like living like a honeybee, which takes lot of nectar from the flower and doesn't harm the flower. And in addition to that, they take pollens from the flower and they go to some other place and they cause fertilization over there to other flowers, but they don't harm anyone while taking the nectar. And that is the life, we can live with joy without harming anyone on this earth. Coming like a guest and going like a guest. I am with the joy. I am the nature of the joyous. He is saying that when we get such kind of joy, when we live rightfulness of life, that joy is its nature also. I am neither a boy nor a youth nor an old man. Here it says, I am neither of the boy. Boy means, age of the from birth, the children take birth, and says youth, nor the youth, nor he is at the youth and nor the old man. Here is its meaning as he is neither the time, he is not the time. When a child takes birth, he gets old, he gets adult and then gets old. It is a time period. In the time period, there is a change. He says, I am not the time. I am beyond the beyond. Beyond the beyond means beyond the understanding of the thought. Thought is a function of a memory. Thought exists because of memory exists. Nacha nana swarupo asmi aham brahmasmi kevalam imam swanubhavam proktam sarva upanishadam param rasam. I am with, okay, I am not the myriad of forms, I am Brahman alone. The experience of myself thus expressed in the supreme. He says, I'm not in any form. Here says, I'm not in present in any form, either in this bottle, neither in this body's form. He is the alone. He says, the experience of myself, the people who have experienced the joy of godliness is especially in the sense of the all Upanishads. No, he experienced people who fail to know that experience is especially their experience in the Upanishads of the Hinduism. Yova kova shunoti idam brahmaiva bhavati swayam. Here says, the rare one who hears this becomes Brahman oneself. I don't know. No, people are not commenting. I don't know what happened. No comments till now. Okay. Now. Let's see. Nastulo apyana purna tejama aruttama akashaniro sharama bhuta antargato kosha shaha hridaya dhyaka matra kramah उद्गत्त श्रुति शास्त्र सूत्रो करण्यो किंचिज्ञ सर्वज्ञाता बुद्धया मोहित मायाय श्रुति शतैर्भो जानते शंकरम. He is neither gross nor atomic. He says he is not even the minute of the atomic and not the grosser to the nebula level, nor he is of the nature of the light, nor it is the nature of the light, air, space, water, or 5 elements. Enveloped by sheaths within all beings, he shines as the indweller occupying the transcendental space of the heart. He says he shines as the indweller. Indweller means he is present in all beings, shining there, occupying the transcendental space of the heart, not the heart. Heart means kindness, righteousness, understanding, all that is called heart, occupying the transcendental space of the heart. Those with the limited intellects are deluded by the Maya. Those who have the limited intellect here means people who constantly think about themselves, like the way people do, if suppose a boy has a relationship, if a boy proposes a girl, he constantly thinks about that girl. Either she will reply me or not, she will accept my proposal or not, all that mental stuffs. And if I fail in exams, what would happen? If I don't get successful, what would happen? All this agitations are indication of thinking about oneself. Those with the limited intellects who are deluded by the Maya into imagining themselves to be the omniscient by one study of the cherished text of knowledge. Here it is meant that people who read many scriptural books, religious books, and they think that by reading alone this book they have come to enlightenment. Here they are in this book they are being called as deluded by the Maya. Phrases of wisdom in Sutra cannot realize Shankara even by hundreds of such scriptures. Here says, even if you read thousands of the scriptures, you will never come to know. Iti Shri Rahasya Shankara Shankarkhe Pashanshe Ribhu Nidhaga Samvado Nama Chaturtha Adhyaya. 4th chapter ends. Now 5th chapter, let's begin. Now 5th chapter is what Nidhaga says, Evam sthite ribho ko vai brahma bhavaya kalpate tanme vada visheshana jnanam shankara vakyajam. In such situation, O Ribhu, who is fit for the Brahmic state? Please explain in detail that knowledge revealed through words of Shankara. Ribhu says, Tvameva Brahma evasi, Tvameva Paramo Guruhu, Tvameva Akasha Swarupo asi, Tvama Brahmasi na samshaya. You are, Ribhu saying to Nidhaga, when asked about the state of the consciousness, he says, you are Brahman indeed. You alone are the Supreme Guru. You are the form of the space only. Without doubt, you are the Brahman. त्वमेव सर्वभावो असि त्वमेव अर्थस्त्व अव्ययम त्वं सर्वहीनस्त्वं साक्षी साक्षीहीनो असि सर्वदा. You alone are all the states. You alone are the import of everything and undiminishing. You are devoid of everything. You are the witness and without a witness. Now I will end this session now. Thank you very much. Bye.